It's the I Can't Mom Today podcast with Heather, the new mom, and Vera, the seasoned mom. I Can't Mom Today.
Hey, this is Vera and Heather back again with another episode of I Can't Mom Today podcast. Hi, Vera.
Hello, Heather.
You may hear some noises in my house. We have company.
Oh, who?
My in-laws, my mother-in-law, and my brother-in-law.
Oh, cool.
Because Brad's at annual training. A week.
Awesome.
Yeah, so Baker's home today from school, and he'll be home another day. So it's fun. It really is. It's fine. It's just, like when you got to do something like this, you're like, you can't be like, hey, be quiet.
Yeah. No, that's true. I when I've gone on trips, like I went to see my sister, and brought my work with me, and I had to do some voiceover work while I was there, and I was like, and I thought I found a nice quiet spot in the house where I could record stuff, and maybe not so much. And so then it was like, can you guys just sit in one? Because it was the stairs, people going up and down the stairs. You could hear a creak, 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 creak. And I was like, ugh. And my nieces are very active, even though, they're teenagers, but they're very active. And so I was like, can you guys just not go up and down the stairs for like 10 minutes?
They're like, whatever. Vera, whatever.
Really? So, yeah. So I feel your pain.
Yeah. It's fine. I just don't think my son would be quiet, honestly. So, you have a lot of things going on in your life right now. Let's talk about...
Oh, well, yeah, no, just COVID. COVID finally struck my household.
And this is the first time for everybody, right?
Yeah. As far as we know, it could be that we had it and we're asymptomatic.
Blah, blah, blah.
But, Jerry has it. So I don't, so far as I know. I've gotten tested a few times just so that I felt comfortable being out in the world, without exposing anybody to anything. But what does that world look like? Because I feel like they closed down all the testing sites, and they did so where do you even get tested? Like, do you just do home tests? Like, I don't even know. No, they still have testing sites. Like, in fact, it's really nice. We have one practically down the street from us.
Really? I feel like here they closed everything down.
Oh, yeah, no, And the CVS down the street, I made an appointment for Jerry. When he first got sick, he did a home test, and he was positive, and I took one, and I was negative. And then
was it a girl or a boy?
Yeah. It was kind of like taking a pregnancy test. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then he went to the drive-through down the street and did a rapid test, and that was positive. And then he was like, well, I should probably take a PCR test. And just to be sure, but he had symptoms, so that was, the thing. And so I scheduled at the CVS, which again is down the street, and scheduled that for him. So yeah, there's still, at least near us, there's still testing. Although, the one down the street that's not CVS, that one. It used to be you drive by and you'd see this long line of cars, and now it's pretty empty most of the time, but it's still there.
Interesting. I wonder what the people are doing. Are they playing charades or?
I know, sitting around, playing on their phones. Words with friends.
Or what's that, Wordle?
Or Wordle, yeah.
Yeah.
Which that nobody talks about Wordle anymore. It was everybody was talking about it, and now it's not. So
I know some people still do it because I still do know people that do it.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Words with Friends better. Anyway.
I don't like any of them, so I'll just stay here and dumb.
Well, fine. I won't ask you to play Words with Friends with me then anytime. I won't put
you
in
better
a
believe
request.
it. You better believe it. So now, question. So how are his symptoms? How is he feeling? And how do you feel like this compares to when the peak of it, where everybody was like, everybody cared. Now, I feel like no one cares. They're like, yeah, you got COVID, whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Well, because I was kind of freaking out a little bit because last night was my bunko night. And so at first I was like, well, because Jerry's now had it for, as far as we know, for a week. And so I've been sleeping in the guest room. We don't get within 6 feet of each other in the house. And so because I really don't want to get sick. And so I decided that what I would do was go ahead and get tested before I went to Bunko or whatever, just to make sure. And I wasn't going to say anything because, again, like you said, it's kind of like people are a little bit like, it's not that big of a deal. But then I started to get like anxiety over maybe I should say something. Maybe I should, I'd feel better if I just said to everybody like, hey, if you're not comfortable with me coming, that's fine. But here's the situation. So that's what I did. And then in a big group text, we have a Bunko text group. And then I said, what if you want to text me individually too? That's cool too, whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything.
Yeah, because they're probably all scared. You're going to be mean to them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you know me. I'm such a meanie. And so anyways, so then the next morning, that's when I got my test results and everything, and I was negative. So then I just texted. I was like, I'm negative. I'll see you tonight, whatever. So then when I saw everybody, this was last night actually, they were like, girl, we care. Like you said, they were just like, it's not that big of a deal. And one person had it like a few weeks ago. Another girl, her husband actually got it while they were on vacation, and she had to leave him. She left him because she didn't have it. She didn't test positive, and he did. And they were on like this train trip across Canada, where kind of like a cruise where they test you constantly. And so he turns up positive, so they had to like kick him off. So she left him somewhere, I think in like Calgary or something, in a hotel. She was like, peace out.
Yeah, I would do the same.
And then she was able to come home, but he had to stay there for a week in the hotel by himself, poor guy. But she said he was fine.
But like an unexpected expense, right?
No. They had travel insurance, so travel insurance paid for it.
That's smart. That's interesting. So anytime I've had traveler's insurance, it's never worked out. So there's that.
No, they called it, and and they said, we'll cover it. Just keep all your receipts, and then turn them in, and then we'll reimburse you for it. So.
Okay, so that's something to look into. Now, that's a little tip that I didn't know, because I'm always like, traveler's insurance is stupid.
Yeah. I mean, definitely read the fine print, because there are different companies that provide it. But read the fine print and make sure. Because we actually had that on a trip we were supposed to go on in 2020, when COVID hit, and the travel insurance paid us back for,
nice.
The airline, gave us a credit, and then the condo or whatever we were supposed to stay in, the travel insurance covered that. So
nice.
But in the meantime, I'm like, at first I was kind of PO'd, like, really, I have to sleep in the guest room. We would have done it the opposite way, but he'd already like goobered up the bedroom, the master bedroom, and I was like, I don't think even
that was strategic.
Yeah, So
that was strategic.
He's been camping out in the master bedroom, and I've been in the guest room. However, I will say it's actually been kind of nice.
Yeah, because you have like the sliding door right to the pool.
Yes, I have the nice sliding door out to the pool. In the morning, I open the drapes, and I'm like, da na 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 na, like the sun shining. I'm looking at the pool.
What husband?
Right? It's like, wow, this is so weird. And since it's on the other side of the house, I don't even hear him. It's so nice and quiet.
Oh, are his symptoms pretty mild or like kind of moderate?
Yeah, at first he did have a fever for like a day, but it only went up to like 100. And that went down. He took some ibuprofen, and he's just congested, really, and kind of a little bit tired. But he gets, he's antsy, so he did try and go for a walk the other day, and just I think made it to the end of the driveway. We have a very long driveway. Made it to the end of the driveway and back, which is nice. Just still, he got some fresh air and some sun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he's just congested and bored, really.
No, I would be too.
Yeah, well, you're antsy too. See, whereas me, I plop me down in front of a TV with some junk food, and I'm a happy girl. Or some wine and cheese.
Okay, well, if it makes him feel any better, I still have my cough from like 3 weeks ago.
Really?
Yes.
Dude.
Did you hear my son downstairs fake burping?
No.
Yeah, he's like, what?
Fake burping.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, still have the cough. Like some days it's barely noticeable, and other days, like yesterday, it's coughing all freaking day.
Is it like a goobery cough or is it a dry cough?
No, it's just like, it's a dry cough. And like just trust me, I've tested a lot. Like, because I went to Puerto Rico and then I came back and tested, and then I saw a friend the other day and I tested before I saw her. Like, I'm just making sure that, it's not that, because like, I could have picked up something else. But man, still coughing. I'm dying.
Huh. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. That's weird.
It's okay.
See, I don't, knock on wood. Typically, when I get sick, it's in my sinuses. It doesn't usually, it's not like a lower bronchial issue. But that's Jerry. I was worried when we figured out he had COVID. I was worried because he's prone to pneumonia. And his lungs, I don't know, they're just, he's always been like that. His lungs just, for some reason, are kind of weak. I don't know. His mom smoked when he was little, and this was back in the day when people smoked in the house. So part of me thinks maybe his lungs got compromised, I don't know. But yeah, so for me, like a cough is knock on wood, is highly unusual. Like it's usually in my sinuses. Which isn't funny
I think everybody handles it differently, right? Because mine, if I get a cold and a cough is along with it, it sticks around for freaking ever.
Wow.
Like and it's always been that way. I mean, since I was little. But I think I can't remember. My grandfather smoked when I was little, and I can't remember if he smoked in the house or not. But I certainly was exposed to it. Had asthma, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know. In any event, I'm just over it.
Well, yeah. I
mean, I'm still here, so.
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't sound bad. At least you don't.
Yeah, no, it's just all the cough. But I'll start and I can't stop. I'm just like, just can't stop. Just can't stop. And of course, they don't have my cough drops. I was like, what is that word? I'm trying not to take Mucinex because I know that'll help, but I just want to get rid of it once and for all. Yeah. Because I feel like sometimes with that stuff, it just makes it stick around longer.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, say a prayer for me because Jerry is still, even though I'm grateful that, it looks like he's going to be okay. So thankfully.
Yeah, it's scary.
It is. It was, at first I was a little freaked out just because, it's the unknown with COVID. Again, like a lot of us are just like, whatever. It's basically a bad cold at this point, knock on wood. But it's still, the unknowns. And so...
Because there's still people dying from it.
Yes, there are. And so, as I get congested. But, well, that said, I'm glad. But at the same time, he's kind of a space cadet, too, more so than usual. Because... Like, I ordered groceries and I went into work, and I only have to go into the radio station like a few hours a day in the afternoon. And so but this was in the beginning of it. So that was the only place I was going. And of course, Lysoling behind myself or whatever, just in case. And avoiding people. And so.
You wearing a mask too?
Well, there's no need. I mean, I don't see anybody. Like, I can just walk straight in and go to the studio and not see anybody and walk out and not see anybody. And then I'm in a closed off room. So, but anyway, that said, I got some groceries and I ordered a chicken so I could make chicken and then make him some chicken soup. And so I said to him before I left, I was like, I'm going to get some groceries delivered. Do you feel up to getting them, bringing them in the house and unpacking them? Or do you want me to wait to get them delivered when I get back? And he was like, no, I can do it. I was like, okay, that's cool. So I text, because they text me, let me know, okay, we dropped them off. And I was like, okay, cool. So then I call him and say, hey, the groceries are there, bring them in. Okay. He brings in like all but one bag. And of course, that one bag had the most important stuff in it, including the chicken and ice cream. Left that in the garage and then unpacked the other stuff, which included like milk and yogurt, but left it on the counter. So I didn't put it in the fridge. And I got home and I was like, what the hell? I was like, Jerry, you left the half the groceries in the garage. I did? I didn't see them there. I was like, they're right there. Like, so I was annoyed by that. And then even yesterday, I went to take a shower and I run out of hot water in the middle of my shower. So I come out and realize he'd started a load of hot laundry. So that's why I ran out of hot water. And I was like, Jerry, did you start a hot wash? And he was like, oh, I'll stop it. I was like, dude, it's too late. I finished. I took my shower. But he had to come into the bathroom to get the dirty laundry to put into the washer. So he knew I was in the shower, but he just didn't put two and two together. Like, maybe I shouldn't do a hot wash right now. Yeah. So stuff like that. I'm like, for the love of God, I love you so much. But, oh my God.
Oh yeah, I understand.
I went to strangle your little COVID butt.
Yeah. So note to self: you can get travel insurance for trips. You should not order groceries, if you want to order groceries, that's fine. Have them delivered when you are available to deliver them, not the person with COVID. What else? I think we had another little tidbit that was don't
run a load of hot wash while somebody's in the shower.
Yeah, it's always a thing. Or, or the, what's it called? The dishwasher.
Yes,
don't do that one
or the
either.
dishwasher, yes. That's another one. Don't do it.
All right, well, I hope you feel bad. I hope Jerry feels better. I hope you don't get sick. And
thank you.
We're going to move on.
Okay.
All right. Until next time.
Bye.